Hello and welcome to the Musical Instrument Investigator. Today we're on the website of Invaluable, which is an auction platform. We're going to have a look at an auction by Sheppards Auctions based in Ireland. So this particular auction only has about 22 lots, but the auction itself goes over quite a few days, with all the musical instruments finishing on the 12th of May. It's just easier to go via Invaluable than it is the website of the auction, because it's a bit more complicated. So yeah, a small auction, but I thought it'd be interesting because there's some pretty curious stuff here. So this particular auction, the buyer's premium seems to be 30%. As I said, this auction house is based in Ireland, so bear in mind import, export fees, shipping and stuff like that if you're outside of the EU or international, etc. Like I said, May the 12th, that's when this auction finishes. So without further ado, let's kind of have a look at what's here basically. There's not a lot of information as far as I can tell. So we've got a classical guitar by Michael Menkovich here, just two pictures. Hard to say, 1985 that was made. 1,500 to 2,500 euros the estimate, 1,200 to start, so difficult to say there. Then we have a miniature model of a cello by Martin Collier. Seems to be a label here, seems to say maybe 1819 or so. 200 to 300 euros the estimate. There's no bids on it so far. A bit more of information here. France, early 20th century diminutive wooden cello in case. Interesting. Then it says a collection of late Dr. Jan Mohammed Puldrew, House Waterford. Okay, interesting. So it's curious. So as we say, don't always believe labels and things, so that is quite curious. I don't think that there was anything on the guitar down there. I think that was pretty, it's a few dimensions and things like that, but nothing really going on there. Then we have a vintage brass slide trombone, 200 to 300 euros. It's again not a lot of info here. Once again, a collection of late Dr. Jan Mohammed. So this is the big house, which I think is being cleared out. So there's a few interesting things. Then we've got an Eros 6-string guitar, 300 to 500 euros. No bids on that. So not a whole that I can say on this one. This is an interesting lot. So 19th century cello. Not many pictures, but you can see that it is fairly interesting, and this bow is really curious. This kind of very simply kind of like rope tied frog on this bow, and looks like potentially quite an early bow, or someone trying to make an early bow or a primitive bow. Very interesting. 1,400 to 1,800 euros there the estimate. No bid so far, but I'm sure someone will bid on it. Doesn't seem to be any additional information to that, but that is an interesting lot. And there's a Martin & Co guitar here. Two bids on that though, so people are bidding 500 to 800 euros on that. So it doesn't seem to be part of that main collection. So a Romanian marquetry cased mandolin, all very kind of standard stuff. 150 to 250 euros seems a bit optimistic, to be honest. I don't think there's anything too interesting about that. Another Martin & Co guitar here, 1,500 to 2.5, seems to have a bid. So D18 there. Once again, not related to the main house sale. Got a violin here, a Jakob Steiner Lionhead violin, 800 to 1,200 euros the estimate on that. Looks like a kind of later model of violin inspired by Steiner. Looks kind of nice enough. Some of the carving is quite nice. There's a bow in there as well. Looks to be of pretty good quality. Interesting detail there on the head. So yeah, not too bad a lot. No bid so far, but I'm sure there'll be some kind of bid on that. So interesting violin. Another Martin guitar here. CF Martin and Company guitar, 150 to 200 euros the estimate. Model DMI, this is a Korean one. This one is from the house collection. Another violin here, a cased French violin, 300 to 500 euros. Looks like there's a bow as well. Very difficult to tell what's going on there from those pictures. It's a bit of guesswork, I'd say. A Kalamazoo guitar, so probably from the Gibson factory. 150 to 250 is the estimate. 4 bids on that. We've got a 19th century zither here, 200 to 300 euros. That's extremely optimistic. Anton Kindle in Vienna. I really don't think you struggle to sell those ones. Cased clarinet here, 100 to 150. Not a lot of info. Another violin here, saying a 19th century French violin, 200 to 300 euros. It's the estimate, no information there. Difficult to say, doesn't look all that spectacular. A viola. So we have a viola in a case, 300 to 500 euros. It's actually quite a nice looking instrument, this, 300 to 500 euros. No other information, not even a kind of estimate of the size of it, but it's an interesting looking instrument, that for sure. Then we've got a 19th century music box in Amboina wood in the Burl, 1200 to 1400 there. B.A. Bremond, Geneva. Then we've got another instrument, another viola here. Got a viola in a case, 300 to 500 euros. No bids so far. Once again, quite a nice looking instrument there, and a couple of bows. I'm sure that this will definitely sell. No other information there. And finally, I note there's 2 more actually. And we've got a Mario Casella mandolin in its case, 500 to 800 euros. Once again, very over the top on the estimates here for a lot of the things. Looks in nice condition, but not really worth it. Then here we have a cedar top Arabic oud, 200 to 300 euros there. Once again, I don't think that is particularly accurate or good estimate there, but anyway, yeah, so here is the Sheppards Auction, a collection of instruments, some of which are from this kind of looks like stately home kind of sale. A few interesting things, to be honest. The cello, maybe even the violin, and the 2 violas, they're pretty interesting, so I expect they will sell. I'll be curious to see how that goes. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching the auction, I appreciate it, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.